Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's Change of Responsibility ceremony in honor of Command Sergeant Major Thurman Lee Reynolds and Command Sergeant Major John E. Dobbins. The host for today's ceremony is Brigadier General Deidre S. Tahan, the Commanding General of Brooke Army Medical Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Leal.
Let us pray. Great is thy faithfulness, O God. Morning by morning new mercies we see. While our help in ages past, our hope for years to come. Even in times of change, your faithfulness in our lives is unwavering. Today we stand in a long stream of tradition and history, conducting the change of responsibility with our time and attention. Welcome your presence and blessing this morning as the torch of BAMC senior enlisted leadership is passed from Command Sergeant Major Reynolds to Command Sergeant Major Dobbins. Join our prayers with their families, friends, and colleagues that you will continue to inspire the best that it is in them. Offer our heartfelt gratitude for the outstanding leadership Command Sergeant Major Reynolds has provided. As he relinquishes responsibility, granted him satisfaction in the great leadership he has modeled and a job well done. Lord, we realize that leadership like Command Sergeant Major Reynolds would not have been possible without the devotion his family has provided. I pray for your blessing upon his wife and family as they turn the page a new chapter of their lives. God, with your love, we welcome Command Sergeant Major Dobbins and his family to BAMC. Bless him in his new responsibility with new challenge. Bless his family with increased resiliency and love as they face new role. Almighty God, thank you for our service members, the Department of Defense civilians, and their families. Bless us all, O Lord, that we all may be a blessing to BAMC, our community, our army, and our nation. When we depart from this ceremony, may we be reminded of these words. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. Amen.
Please be seated. Today, we are joined by many distinguished guests, visitors, and friends of the United States Army Medical Command and the United States Army Medical Regiment. Among them are Lieutenant General John Evans and Command Sergeant Major Jeremiah Gann, Commander and Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army North, 5th Army, and Senior Commander, Fort Sam Houston and Camp Bullis. Major General Michael Talley, Commanding General and Commandant, U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence, and 20th Chief, U.S. Army Medical Service Corps. Command Sergeant Major Victor Laragione, Command Sergeant Major, U.S. Army Medical Center of Excellence. Brigadier General Russell Driggers, Commander, 502nd Air Base Wing, Joint Base San Antonio, Texas. Colonel John Evans, Chief of Staff, Medical Readiness Command West. Command Sergeant Major Jason Guzman, Command Sergeant Major, Mission and Installation Contracting Command. Mr. Dan Miskett, Military Affairs Representative. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front rows of the seating area as we honor the families of the outgoing and incoming Command Sergeants Major. At this time, the Brooke Army Medical Center Soldier of the Year, Sergeant Cochin, is presenting a bouquet of red roses in full bloom to the outgoing Command Sergeant Major's wife, Tommy. Red is the color of the heart and reflects the care and support she's shown to her husband, Brooke Army Medical Center, the soldiers, and their families. A spring bouquet will be presented to Command Sergeant Major Reynolds' daughters, Tegan and Alexis, for their daily contributions and sacrifice. Also in attendance are Command Sergeant Major Reynolds' two sons, Jordan Reynolds and Thurman Lee Reynolds, Jr., along with his wife, Mee Reynolds. The Brooke Army Medical Center Sergeant Artie Murphy member, Sergeant First Class Jimenez, will now present Command Sergeant Major Dobbins' wife, Olivia Dobbins, a bouquet of yellow roses with their buds closed to symbolize her arrival to Brooke Army Medical Center. With time, the buds will blossom as her relationship grows with the soldiers and families of Brooke Army Medical Center. Command Sergeant Major Dobbins' son, Holden and Hudson, are also receiving a small gift for their future commitment and support to our organization. Today's ceremony features rendering of honors, honors to the nation, the change of responsibility, remarks, followed by the singing of the Army song. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Sergeant Major Tyrone Thompson, Clinical Operations Sergeant Major, Brooke Army Medical Center. The official party consists of the commander of Brooke Army Medical Center, Brigadier General Deidre S. Tahan, the outgoing Command Sergeant Major Thurman Lee Reynolds, and the incoming Command Sergeant Major John E. Dobbins. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the rendering of honors and the singing of our national anthem by Ms. Earps.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. The units represented on the field in order are the 323rd Army Band, led by Sergeant Olekshik; BAMC Troop Command, led by Lieutenant Colonel Melissa Kadani and Command Sergeant Major Angela Bowley; the Color Guard, led by Sergeant First Class Charles Mays; BAMC Soldier Recovery Unit, led by Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Geisendorfer and Command Sergeant Major Denise McFarland; 959th Medical Group, led by Colonel John Davis and Chief Master Sergeant Javon Leach. The change of responsibility is a simple yet traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the organizational colors. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized in the colors under which it fights, representing not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major. They are the senior enlisted soldier in the command and the principal advisor to the commanding general for all issues. The change of responsibility is a simple yet traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the organizational colors. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized in the colors under which it fights, representing not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major. They are the senior enlisted soldier in the command and the principal advisor to the commanding general for all issues. The ceremony begins as Sergeant Major Thompson passes the BAMC colors to the Command Sergeant Major Reynolds, who then passes the colors to Brigadier General Tahan, signifying the relinquishment of his duties as the Command Sergeant Major of BAMC. Brigadier General Tahan then passes the colors to the incoming Command Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Dobbins, charging him with the duties as the Command Sergeant Major of Brooke Army Medical Center. Charge orders for Command Sergeant Major John E. Dobbins. Let it be known from this day forward that the commander of Brooke Army Medical Center has placed special trust and confidence in your patriotism, dedication, integrity, and leadership abilities. Therefore, you are hereby appointed as the Command Sergeant Major of Brooke Army Medical Center. Command Sergeant Major Dobbins will pass the colors back to Sergeant Major Thompson, who returns the colors to the color bearer, completing the circle and signifying trust and confidence in the non-commissioned officer corps, and completes the change of responsibility of Brooke Army Medical Center. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of Brooke Army Medical Center, Brigadier General Deidre S. Tahan.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on this lovely morning in San Antonio. We're so glad that you were able to come out and show support for Command Sergeant Major Reynolds and Command Sergeant Major Dobbins and their families. Lieutenant General Evan and Command Sergeant Major Gann, thank you so much for coming. Major General Talley and Command Sergeant Major Larry Gion. General Driggers, John Evans representing our higher headquarters, MRC West. And, excuse me, I really need the rain to come. I'm glad the rain did not come yet, but when the rain comes, the oak will be gone, and I'll be able to speak a little bit better. So please manage with me this morning. Good morning and welcome. Today is a bittersweet day as we bid farewell to Command Sergeant Major Thurman Reynolds and welcome his successor, Command Sergeant Major John Dobbins. Command Sergeant Major Reynolds has been my battle buddy since I arrived last year, but has actually been serving with unparalleled excellence on Team BAMC since September of 2020. Command Sergeant Major Reynolds has been part of this stellar organization under 5 actually different commanders in that time frame. That in itself is quite an amazing feat. They have to adjust to so many different leaders in such a short period of time. Working in tandem with each commander, his expert leadership has been critical to the overwhelming success of the larger inpatient hospital and the only Level 1 trauma center and burn center in the Department of Defense. He stood alongside both Brigadier General Bagby and Brigadier General Murray during the height of COVID-19 pandemic. Command Sergeant Major Reynolds provided effective strategic influence across service and organizational lines to ensure BAMC was postured to support the immediate COVID response operations for Joint Base San Antonio, the city of San Antonio, and the nation. Under his leadership and direction, BAMC achieved significant milestones during COVID, including vaccinating over 20,000 beneficiaries, testing over 40,000 individuals, and dispensing 162,000 prescriptions at one of the first curbside pharmacies in the Department of Defense. Those are some really impressive numbers for some very challenging times. Under General Murray's tenure, Command Sergeant Major Robbins was instrumental in successful Joint Commission Triennial Survey, BAMC's conversion to MHS Genesis, which we all embrace and enjoy, and the transition of our personnel, property, and systems to the Defense Health Agency. His leadership was critical importance in reshaping the BAMC's culture of readiness despite the unprecedented demands placed on Team BAMC throughout the pandemic and our transition to DHA. Under Command Sergeant Major Reynolds' leadership and direction, BAMC was able to conduct numerous hospital field training exercises, regional trauma system exercises, all while simultaneously supporting 33 national and international COVID response efforts involving the deployment of over 330 of our soldiers worldwide. Command Sergeant Major Reynolds is an engaged leader who quickly garnered the trust and respect of more than our 9,000 service members and civilians who make up Team BAMC. He was able to rebuild grit and resilience of our organization through the creation of a sustainable NCO-driven strategic initiatives to include the monthly NCO professional development program, our medic upgrade 68 whiskey preceptor program, our squad leader validation course, our frontline supervisor course, our expert field medical badge and air assault training program. And I want to make a comment. If you go to expert field medical badge, the success rate is only 10 to 20%. Right now, 100% of Team BAMC that's gone through the EFMB has passed that badge based on this training program. And 6 out of our 7 people we recently sent to air assault also got the air assault badge because of the training we do to prepare them to succeed when they go to that training. So Command Sergeant Major Reynolds, that's amazing. And even when it was close to the time for his change of responsibility, he kept pushing through an initiative, which was the BAMC Standards Handbook, which really was a renewed focus towards total readiness of individuals and team, broadening our team's understanding of their integration of the profession of medicine with the profession of arms. As you look at our formation today, we are a joint force here at BAMC, and Command Sergeant Major Reynolds has been instrumental in integrating the Air Force and the Army together to make sure that we're ready to meet the needs of this joint community. His efforts were very much instrumental in making sure both our Air Force and Army personnel were ready to deploy, fight, and win decisively against any adversary, anytime and anywhere in a joint multi-domain or large-scale combat operation. Command Sergeant Major Reynolds arrived at the height of the pandemic and led our enlisted corps with a strength and compassion that continued through his tenure. He has an unwavering commitment to patient care and to ensuring our medical professionals are working at the top of their credentials. To quote Carrie Kennedy seems fitting for Command Sergeant Major Reynolds. A mentor is someone with the willingness to help others, who has the capacity to inspire, a determination to work hard, a clear sense of vision, an inspiring purpose, a deep sense of integrity, and an appreciation for joy. And all of that describes our Command Sergeant Major Reynolds. Thank you for our past 3 years here at BAMC to ensure that we were the pinnacle of readiness training and innovative healthcare. Also, I would like to thank you for your 3 decades of service to our nation as you get ready to hit 30 years of service. You are leaving behind an amazing legacy of excellence and leadership. I'd also like to share my deepest appreciation for his wife, Tommy, and their children, Thurman Lee Reynolds Jr., Jordan Scott Reynolds, Tegan Reynolds, Alexis K. Bush, and their grandchild who couldn't be here, Jack Reynolds. And I do want to make a comment. You know, you want a leader that talks the talk and walks the walk. And I don't think there's any weekend that Command Sergeant Major wasn't at a t-ball game or a soccer game cheering on his grandson and showing what it means to really lead and be able to still be there for your family. As we all know, we can't do this without the love of our families, and he really showed and taught our people what that actually looked like by leading, by putting family first. Thurman and Tommy, thank you for you and your family for all you've done for Team BAMC. We wish you good fortune as you move forward in your next chapter. While it'll be difficult to say farewell to Command Sergeant Major Reynolds, we are fortunate to welcome another outstanding senior NCO. I want to give a warm welcome to Command Sergeant Major John Dobbins and his wife Olivia and their two children Hudson and Holden. Last weekend they were out there helping us welcome Easter in to about 1,500 people across Team BAMC at our extravaganza, and they're already making their way into the hearts of Team BAMC. Command Sergeant Major Dobbins joins us from the Rock Island Arsenal in Illinois, where he served as the Garrison Command Sergeant Major. Among a host of other achievements, him and Olivia opened their home for the Tour of Homes, ran the Rock, and supported the Quad City Marathon runners. And as a marathon runner, I just love that so much. Prior to that, he served many years in the Special Operations community with SOAR. They came to be known as friends and leaders among the community there in Illinois, and I'm sure they will be the same here at BAMC and Military City, USA. I have full confidence that Command Sergeant Major Dobbins is the right person for leading our enlisted corps as we emerge from this pandemic and look forward to future challenges. John and Olivia, I would like to personally welcome you and your family to Team BAMC, and I'm excited for what lies ahead. Thank you all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the former Brooke Army Medical Center Command Sergeant Major Thurman L. Reynolds.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to all the distinguished visitors that are in the audience. When I say distinguished visitors, I mean every last single one of you are considered a distinguished visitor to me. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank every last one of you for spending your time with myself and my family, Command Sergeant Major Dobbins and his family, to celebrate this change of responsibility. Appreciate all of you. I'd like to thank God for allowing us to all be here this morning. And then what's closest to my heart, thank my family for their unwavering support, for the long hours, the stressful times. COVID also ran through my family. I probably was the one that brought it home. So I apologize, but thank y'all for your support, for my tenure here at BAMC, not just at BAMC, but for the last 30 years. I love each one of you, bottom of my heart. And a special thank you to the chaplain for blessing the ceremony and whatever you did last night that allowed the rain to flow through before we had to execute the ceremony. And then those that helped set up the ceremony, because it was raining when they were setting up early this morning. And then, wow, what a awesome rendition of the national anthem. And so, ma'am, if you could please stand up, I think we owe you a round of applause. Just a phenomenal rendition. You sounded great. thank you for honoring us with your voice this morning. To the Salute Battery and to the entire team, thank you again. And then I got some special mentors in the audience that I asked to be here today, and a friend of mine. So, Antoine, if you could stand up, and I think Marshall Huffman and Command Sergeant Major retired Richardson, if you could stand up. I just want to personally thank the three of you for probably the last 20 plus years I've known each of you for helping me be successful, keeping me accountable and in check, and helping me grow as a leader. And so I wanted to personally thank y'all for attending this morning and being a part of my life. I love the three of you. And then General Bagby, who couldn't be here, I'm sure he'll watch this later on Facebook Live. Thank you for selecting me for an opportunity to serve as the Command Sergeant Major of Brooke Army Medical Center. I enjoyed our time together. You're a phenomenal leader, a great individual, a wonderful father and husband. General Murray, thank you for allowing me to continue to serve and deciding to keep me on as your Command Sergeant Major. And I truly appreciated the way you laid down priorities and stuck to your guns despite the pressure to deviate from those priorities. And I appreciate the opportunity to serve with you. General Tahan, I appreciate your personality, your character, and you truly do put people first, and you truly mean it from the heart. At least that's what I get from you. It's been an honor to serve with you the past 9 months. And so wish you all the best moving forward. The Army needs more leaders like you. And then what I think about, what is a Command Sergeant Major for? Enable the commander's intent, extend the commander's influence, promote the vision, professionally develop your whole organization, not just enlisted soldiers. Serve as a servant leader for your people. That's my goal of what I try to do here at BAMC, and hopefully I achieve that goal. So for the past 32 months, it's been my privilege and honor to serve as your Command Sergeant Major, and hopefully I provided that to the majority of you that had an opportunity, either face-to-face or in some form or fashion, influence through the chain of command or NCO support channel down and in. Keys to success. And my keys to success line very well with General Tahan's command philosophy. Communication, #1 key to success or failure. Teamwork, which I think we do a phenomenal job here at Team BAMC. Discipline, personal discipline. Values, and then balance of your life, whatever that is for you. The entire BAMC team, thank you for allowing me to serve as your Command Sergeant Major. And I want you to know you are all freaking awesome in my book. Special thanks go out to Staff Sergeant Duncan, who I think was able to make it. He was here for NCOES schooling, who was my executive assistant. I like to call him a squad leader. He kept me where I needed to be at the right time, right place, right uniform. And then Staff Sergeant Santiago, who's my current executive assistant, squad leader. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in check and not allowing me to get fired. And I'd just like to think leadership, how I define it. Leadership to me is character in action. And hopefully I provided that. Character, I think, is doing the right thing without having to have somebody else hold you accountable. And I do that through a set of skills that I define love with. And those set of skills are patience, kindness, humility, respectfulness, selflessness, forgiveness, honesty, and commitment. And my goal was to provide that to my formation, our people. Serving Team BAMC was an extreme honor and a blessing for me. This was my 3rd tour at BAMC. Started out here as a young sergeant, staff sergeant, came back for a 2nd tour a few years later as a sergeant first class, later as a master sergeant, served as a first sergeant here. And then I was astonished and quite surprised when I was working here the second go around. One of the employees said, "Hey, watch, you're going to come back and be the BAMC CSM one day." And I told Karina Sawyer she was crazy. That would never happen. It's not possible. And then I was selected to be the BAMC CSM for my third tour. And it's been an honor of mine. And I appreciate the opportunity to serve with every last one of you. So I say one team, one purpose, BAMC 7 signing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Brooke Army Medical Center Command Sergeant Major John E. Dobbins.
Good morning, distinguished guests, family, friends, and our outstanding BAMC teammates. I want to thank everyone today, those who traveled from afar. I have a few that drove a couple hours, and I truly appreciate you doing that. And then also those joining us virtually. Special thanks to the 323rd Band, Miss Earps. That was an absolutely awesome rendition, so thank you again. And then our entire team that has come together to make this event a great success. Great job. Brigadier General Tahan, I want to thank you for this incredible opportunity to work with and for Brooke Army Medical Center. I am truly humbled by the selection and pledge to continue enabling our team to be the premier medical center in the Department of Defense. The mission here is incredibly crucial in the support of our joint warfighters and their abilities to deploy, fight, and win. Command Sergeant Major Reynolds, I want to thank you personally for the warm reception and the thorough transition. I wish you and your family the best as you move on to the next exciting chapter in your lives. Your impact here is evident, and I am truly grateful for all you have done. To my family, I do not know the words to show my gratitude for your unwavering commitment. It has not gone unnoticed or overlooked. As I often state, our military family's sacrifice at times reciprocates, if not exceeds, that of our service members. And I am truly grateful for mine. To my wonderful children, I love you and I am so proud of you. I also want to thank my parents for their always continued encouragement and support. Olivia, I love you. And without your support, I would not be here today. And thank you, most importantly, for putting up with me. I'm also extremely grateful for the many mentors and friends that are responsible for guiding me throughout my career. The list is extensive, and I could not possibly mention them all, so thank you all. Lastly, people are our military's greatest asset. That includes our military members, VA civilians, contractors, community partners, families. The ability for us to sustain a ready medical force, a medical ready force, hinges on the efforts of everyone here. And I am so proud to be a part of this incredible team. One team, one purpose, BAMC 7 signing on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. The words to the Army song are located on the back of the program. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. You are invited to come forward and bid farewell to Command Sergeant Major Reynolds and his family. Please form the receiving line from their right beside the podium. There will be a reception honoring Command Sergeant Major Dobbins and his family immediately following the ceremony inside the garden entrance. Thank you.